Hello, dear Celestial users. Thank you for joining me today. This is a very special day. The way I selected our workshop's programming to be, starting by astrology chart and then coming to tarot set into opening third eye on Saturday, is a path in the direction of enhancing our practices that open our sixth sense and our intuition. So in the natal chart workshop, we have a more practical and visual workings of one side of two from spirituality. And in tarot, things go a little bit more delicate. In tarot, we are in the beginning of opening our intuition. This happens. Um, this happens because you're connecting to a greater power in order to bring you messages. And the fact that there is this communication, it starts developing on you this openness. And when I say openness, I also mean an openness to receptiveness of this spiritual channel. The interesting thing about these spiritual channels is that they are obligatorily a two-way road. You cannot only look there and they won't be looking back at you. If you look there, they will be looking at you. So when you search for the force of the oracle and the tarot, they are already knowing that you're looking for them to ask for their guidance to bring a message, an important message here down to earth. And why I say that this is the beginning of opening your sixth sense, because when you talk about connecting from the tarot level and you have to talk with this being that will inspire your answers, you are already working with an invisible side, but very alive, very invisible and very alive, okay? So this is the beginning of mediumship because you are going to use this invisible force that will be able to talk directly into you to guide your messages. Um, Also, um, okay, this is good to know. The tarot, it talks about the journey of the hero, and in this case, the hero is you. The place that each card you choose will be settled is in a specifically message from your higher being to yourself. So this higher being will communicate to you, will inform you where are your wills to get a specific card. Because tarot starts like this. When you go to a consultation with a tarot reader, they put all the cards for you, but backwards. The tarot reader, they do not know what you're asking for. You can leave the question for yourself. You don't need to say your question for the tarot reader. And as long as you start choosing the cards, you will give the information of what's going on to the tarot reader. But what happens is when we open the cards, we are talking about analyzing a part of the journey of the hero, you as a hero. And in this case, we're talking about a specific thing that only you know. So this is a tool of a large connectedness because the higher being on the tarot reader is going to communicate with the higher being on the consultee, like consultant, on the consultant, and uh, the messages will be
Client.
brought
Client to the client.
to the client,
Mhm.
and the messages will be sent from the higher beings to the persons here on earth, okay, which is the tarot reader and the client. Um, Also, because the tarot is a large tool and it's like opening a channel to spiritual realms, we have to be really careful may not be the word because I don't want to bring a feeling of worriness. I want to bring this idea of be careful with what you wish for and say only good things because when you open this channel, you want the best on you to attract this energy to communicate with you, okay? Because tarot has a lot of diversity. It can be brought by any levels of consciousness. So you could use the tarot in a improper way or in a good way. And also this openness, this channel open for tarot works. It's because it's open and because it's spiritual and because it's a two-way road. If you're not in a good mood, it's not a good idea to go there and talk with tarot because you will be open a channel that will be able to access spirits with not so good intentions that can come to try to influence you right precisely inside your mind. So what we have here is this tarot is very important for you talking with your higher being. So besides only tarot reading with a tarot reader, special professional tarot reader, it is good that you two find some familiarity with the cards because you need to know that that is your personal psychological behavioral it's all your life going on and being told into those cards, right? And you're not gonna want negative energies interfering on it. Also, you can see the tarot like this. Okay, life uses many ways of giving us messages. Life is spreading messages for us all the time, and sometimes people feel like searching for answers. It doesn't happen with everyone the whole time, but every now and then it happens to someone or anyone that your mind is filled with so many questions and you don't see the answers even with life messages. So in your heart, you start, oh my God, I wanted to know this. I really wanted to know this. So what happens is, because you're not visualizing the answers in the life message on itself, you start wishing for the tarot answers because there are so many aspects in those cards regarding all the psychological and happenings from life that you want to feel like having a direct message. So actually, I really like the sentence because this is real. When you are looking for something, that something is also looking for you. So in the same way that you're feeling like I need to know, this thing that you feel like you need to know is also looking energetically for you with this thought, I have to show myself for him or her. So the same thing that you're looking for is trying to be available for you because the problem of life, in the problem of life, there is no such a thing as looking for and not find. If you're looking for it with your whole heart, and if it's your true will to find it, you will find it. This is part of the program. So I know that there are a lot of prejudices considering, oh, but you're going to search for the tarot. Okay, don't worry about that. Okay, tarot is just a message from your higher being to you, and he's just choosing tarot as a tool. Okay, and why is he saying? Why is he making you look for that? Your spirit. Why is he making you look for that? Because you could be so worried in your mind that your mind is a little bit como é que é nublado? Cloudy, and you could be not seeing things that could be right in front of your face. So tarot will lead you to see it right in front of your face. Aspects of tarot, okay? It's not good for you to change a card, even if you don't like the card. Believe that it's there for a purpose. Maybe even if they're negative, they still need to give you the meaning because if you know any negativeness, you can change that, right? So don't change the cards, even if you're not liking what you're seeing, but they're probably there to help you. And tarots, they can be guided for lots of things. They can be guided for profession, for relationships, for business partnerships, for mundane questions, for life crisis questions, for transmutating everything that's out of order in your life, okay? So you can have tarots that are directed. What will direct the tarot? The reader. Because when I choose my tarot cards, excuse me, when I choose my tarot cards, I create intimacy with them. And there is this process in which we start waking up the tarot. There is a ritual for that. Because not because the tarot needs to be waken up, because the tarot is a force that already exists, but because you need to allow all yourself an open channel to receive all that message, okay? So there are many ways to receive that message. You could see them by visualizing them in your imaginary. You could realize them by listening to Tarot's voice talking to you or with feelings through your body, which is very interesting. That's why it opens so much our third channel, our third eye, and our mediumship and third eye and sixth sense. Okay, so when I touch tarot, I start creating an intimacy with this big card, right? I don't know if you can see it from there, but big card. And when I create intimacy, I'll connect it to my wishes and my thoughts and my true thing going on in here. What the tarot reader really wants in his heart. So I have this tarot in my hands. When I opened it, when I woke up with it, I asked it to leave messages directly to people's hearts. So it's very often for me to happen that sometimes a person wants to make me a question, and I tell the person, be careful, because if you're in a mind question, my tarot won't read that. My tarot will jump that, and it will go directly straight into your heart. So once I was reading for this old lady, and this ma'am, and she was in the beach, and the tarot was giving me like very large, big informations regarding her life. And she was telling me, I'm sorry, the tarot is not answering me. And I said, oh, I'm sorry, this tarot talks to the heart. If you're going on a mind question, it will jump your question. So my tarot, for example, it doesn't work. For example, you want to do a test, you need to take your SATs, and you want to know if you're going to go well. My tarot will not answer that. Probably in your heart, if you have that question in your mind, in your heart, it's probably like something saying like this: will I be a success? Will things work out for me? My tarot would question those answers, okay? But this is because this is in my intention. This was my intention for this tarot. But others, tarot readers, they can direct to other things. They can do set tarot cards specifically for money or for material purposes or jobs or things like that. Or it would have to be directed specifically to mental questions. It can be done too. But this is something from tarot reader to tarot reader, and you will feel what will be yours. Okay, this is very important to say. It must be from your heart. It must be from your real way of making it happen. Okay. I put in here my favorite tarot. I'm gonna talk now about the sets, kinds of sets of tarots. I got in here the let me see the name again, Lenormand. Sorry, just today. Lenormand Tarot. Okay, Lenormand Tarot, which is this. It's called in Brazil like the Gypsy Tarot. Okay, it has only 36 cards, and the cards are very simple. I love this tarot because this tarot is super simple. If you want the gossiper, if you want to talk about daily life stuff, this is the tarot you want because it is simple and it brings a lot of positiveness and but it also brings a lot of reality and true and it will if it has to say something right in front of your face it will tell you very clearly. This is a very gossipist tarot. It tells you everything. If you wake it up, it will tell you details. It's like a gossiper. It's like if you're hearing someone telling a story right in your ears, okay? Because this tarot is super clear with its messages and has a lot of good messages and energies, but it also has true to say, right? Our favorite cards, right? So I'm showing you this because this is the easiest one to begin with, precisely because it's simpler. So by our path, of start reading tarot, I'm gonna open it with teaching the Lenormand tarot, okay? Because if we maybe through there, maybe you already know a lot of it, but here I'm trying to go from the basics, from the beginning, okay? So I need to talk here for the people who maybe not even ever went to a tarot reader. So here is from the real beginning. And in this case, because the Reader's Right tarot is kind of complex and too philosophical, I'll start from the Lenormand. But what I have to say about this is the following. Here are 36 cards. In half an hour, I have no time to go through all the 36 cards. Neither I would have to go through the 78 cards of this one. So what we're going to do in here is that I'm going to talk to you about this introduction to tarot, and then we're going to do a first ritual to wake up the tarot for you. And for that, I bought this classical tarot, which people love. This is the Rider Waite. It's a classical. It's like spread around the world. A lot of people know it. Like this, very good. Good. Okay. And this is the one that people know most know. So that's why I'm going to wake up this one. But okay, this is very important to comment. Okay, this tarot, it's made of 78 cards, which are 22 major arcanas, considering that the first card has no number. So you actually have from 1 to 21, but the full, which is the beginning card, it has actually no number on it. And this also has a spiritual meaning. Also, we have 56 minor arcanas that will explain the situations around those major arcanas. But why I say that this is kind of more complex. Those 22 major arcanas, they're talking detailedly about everything that could go in your life, but most of all, very big things. Those major arcanas, those 22 major arcanas, they talk about life-changing subjects. So if you are, here in Brazil we call it the tarot, throwing tarot, okay? I sorry, I don't remember the expression for that in English, but here we consider that we're throwing the tarot. So when I throw the tarot, in this case would be better played reading. When I read the tarot, when I put the cards out there for people to see, if there are major arcanas mixed with minor arcanas, the reading just got huge. Okay, we got very philosophical. When we got major arcanas mixed with minor arcanas, you just got a very philosophical that can go through a lot, that can tell you detailedly about all the aspects of your questions. And we have saddles, okay? Those saddles, they're very interesting too. You can saddle them in shapes of 10 cards ahead, in cross plus 4 and vertical. You can shape them on a circle with 12 cards. Well, there's a lot of ways, and you can even create your one if you feel like it, okay? Respect what you feel. If you're wishing to uh, put the tarot for other people, always remember to be very connected with you. Be very connected with them because you will need to trust yourself to receive that message. So this is very important too. When we start talking with tarot, we start learning also self-confidence from another level, from our spiritual level. Okay, so this is really nice. How much time there? Big difference? Okay, so remember this, a tarot can change your life. If you're going through a difficult moment, please don't hesitate in asking for help because it can make your life so much easier, okay? And any tarot reader probably chose this path because wanted to help other people, okay? Because this is the function of tarot, it helps a lot of people. So please, if you're feeling like you need help, look for a tarot reader of your trust or start playing with the subject until we feel familiarized enough with it to read for yourself, okay? Now, what I have planned for us is that I took this in a row, as I said, brand new one, and we're going to wake it up with a small, minor, little ritual. Excuse me just a bit so I can take this off from my set and I can put in here the ritual material. Can you get this, please? This, because this is was here just for sport. Here, honey. Okay, now I'll leave my very known tarot here in his box because I love it a lot and I like to keep it very well conserved. Also because it's almost like a life to me. I really respect it. And now I'm going to prepare the ritual. So the things that I chose were I like to play with the four elements, so I brought myself fire. Goodness, feathers. Can you get me the feathers, please? There. Just the feathers. Here's the feathers. I took feathers in many different colors for expressing diversity and a lot of spiritual meanings too in here. And it's also representing the element of air. So I've got air, I've got fire, I've got dirt, and I've got water. And in this specific case, this is my spiritual cup because here is saying faith in Portuguese. Okay, so I've got here all elements, but most of all, the fifth element. When we talk about the fifth element, we're giving the universe a direct message from our intent saying that we want to connect with the other realm. Okay, so this would be the fifth element. People sometimes light up a fire, which I can totally do because of the smoke that it causes naturally to uh, go up. But in this case, this is actually Palo Santo. Company Palo Santo inglês? Palo Santo? Palo Santo. My partner told me that this is Palo Santo in English too. So okay, this is Palo Santo, and this is specifically used for cleaning. So now that I'm going to start the ritual, I'll ask you for an excuse because I'm gonna concentrate into those inner voices. I'm gonna start asking good things because this will help us bring the energy. So altar of forces hearing me to inspire all my message. I will be now opening a ritual for waking up my tarot, for waking up the voice of the tarot in me. I'll ask for my tarot, which is this one, to bring good messages that can touch people's hearts, that can calm all people's feelings, that can bring you them hope, that they can bring these people clear minded so they can make up their good decisions. And please inspire me, please inspire my higher self to connect the best message for passing all through, even if necessary and uncomfortable, to pass them in the most pleasant way so my client can hear with his eyes and my mind open, heart and mind open. And for that, I'm going to illuminate our connection with the five elements. Because of that, I'll touch you with fire. I'll clean you with the feathers. That any bad energy, angst, anxious, anxiety, all the fearing, all the lack of hope, that it can be cleaned out away from it. That all bad energy can be taken by the atmosphere and led out to a place of healing. Considering the healing moments, I took a lot of green feathers because green represents the healing process in spirituality. I chose this specific candle because it's red, which represents spiritual protection. I brought the earth because when we talk about getting spiritual inspiration, we are talking about bringing it down to earth to be materialized. So this is really important. And I bring the water because our emotions are involved. So in here we have action, we have thoughts, we have emotions, we have materialism, and we have, and we have the connector. This, please kids don't do this at home. Remember to be very careful about fire and all of that because this could be really hurtful. I'm very used to this, so I don't fear it. But remember, there's a kid watching to recommend her to not play with this, okay? This is a spiritual tool. Okay. Can you see the smoke in the image? Okay, this is the fifth element for our connectedness, okay? You can use other things for the fifth element too, okay? I'm gonna put this in here. I'm gonna open all the cards. This is very important to say. I'm doing this ritual because this is my way, okay? And I'm very connected to nature and forces of the forest and all of that. So that's why I chose this. But you could be doing something very different than this. You could be doing, for example, usually when you buy a set of cards, a little book like this one comes for a little fast learning from the basics. And in this book, they recommend a few things for you to wake up the tarot on you. It recommends, for example, that you light up, como é que incense em inglês, por favor? Incense.
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 In these books, they recommend that you take an incense, and this is the root, and they recommend you to go with this through all the cards. For cleaning, for inspiring, for connecting earth with sky, and you can totally do that too, okay? You are going to be able to feel. I'm just remembering you, this is the saddle that I did because this is very neat, okay? But you can go in another direction. And what you will do is you're gonna take all your cards and you're gonna choose your tool for cleaning them. In this case, I just lay them down on the fifth elements. Okay, I pass them through smoke, all the elements, and we go card by card. In this case, unfortunately, I no longer have so much more time. So I will have to do this until the end, even after the live. But remember, you can choose whatever way you feel like waking up. If you want to wake up it to the moon, to the sun, and stars, go ahead. If you want to wake it up with water, close to water, and if you feel like it's only water what you need, go ahead. If you feel like only taking the smoke from an incense and spreading on it, go ahead. And you can choose your thing because this is you asking yourself to wake up the voice of the tarot on you, okay? So this has to be the way you feel that has to be right. If you want to go pragmatic, as the book says, go, because you probably has this traditional thing on you that asks for that, so follow this. If you're traditional, your tarot will have that kind of voice. If you're modern, that your tarot will have that kind of voice. So remember this, and also, this is very important, okay? If you're opening a tarot ritual like this and you ask it to go in, after you finish, remember to close it. You say goodbye to it because you don't want to leave an open channel with no one looking at it or Click já with someone watching it without you realizing. So every time that you open a spiritual ritual, you start by calling the forces to help you out and remember to say goodbye in your own way. You can thank them, you can clap for them, you can do it like this with your fingers for them, you choose. Please follow what you feel. And remember this, close the work. Say goodbye, say the work's finished, and this is it, okay? So for now, this is what we have for today. We are going to go more technically into the tarot, so please remember to subscribe to become a Celestial member because the deeper knowledge with more detailed information and all the cards and all both sides of tarot, both Lenormand and Rider White, we're going to go for members, okay? Please remember to see us there, and I'll be super glad to be here with you again next time. Have a nice day. I love to be with you in here today, and I'll see you soon. Have a really nice day. Thank you so much. Love and Moon Boutique. Have a nice day, everyone. Stop it, please.